from the quest of the book. "This is the house the family lived in, isn't it?" Ashton asked. "Yes, that's right. The old man lived next door," Blake replied, privately wondering how Ashton knew, as he couldn't recollect telling him. They ascended the stairs from the dingy basement and returned to the narrow hall and the outside world. Then Blake locked the door behind them and proceeded to unlock the door of the second house. Ashton sniffed the air that met them as they entered the dark little hallway. "Have you noticed it, Blake?" he asked. "Even the air through the broken windows has not dispersed it." "Dispersed what?" "These houses smell... Well, they smell like old houses." Blake tried to lighten the atmosphere with a laugh. "This one smells different," said Ashton. "It smells very faintly of incense, a certain very peculiar incense." He paused for a few moments, then proceeded towards the basement. "The smell is stronger down there," said Blake, "but you'll find the place is absolutely bare." "What happened to the old man's possessions?" asked Ashton. "How about his pictures? I understand he was supposed to be an artist." "We found a few rough paintings on hardboard. Looked like sketches for larger works, but that's all. They're upstairs too." "Very well done, but I wouldn't want them on my walls." His favourite subjects, apparently, were scenes of black magic and torture. "There's one really vile thing of two old hags digging up a corpse, while their demon familiar looks on. And there's another of a moonlit wood and a man halfway changed into a wolf. You can guess the sort of stuff, but none of it's worth calling a finished picture." "I want to see this, Blake, if you please," Ashton requested after a thoughtful pause. "The influence of evil is strong in this basement, but the essential clue I'm looking for seems to be elsewhere." Then he moved around the room with one hand outstretched, as if divining for something. He stopped before a small cupboard on the wall beside the fireplace. "This is it, Blake. There's something here. We must have it open." The cupboard was locked and the key missing, but Blake hastened to find a large screwdriver, and the flimsy door soon yielded. He jumped back as it swung open, half expecting something horrible to fall out towards him, but he was immediately conscious of an acute sense of anticlimax. The cupboard was empty. No, wait a moment. It had been too dark in the shadow for him to see. There was a folded sheet of paper on the shelf. Blake drew it out. Just a dirty, yellowed sheet of cheap typing paper with some lines of typing on it, done by an unskilled hand upon an old machine. It seemed to be some sort of poem. He read out the title by the fading sunset light that filled the room. "To the Necronomicon." Ashton. What on earth is a Necronomicon? "Nothing on earth," replied Ashton gravely. "Elsewhere I'm not so sure. It was written about in the 1930s by an American author of weird tales named Howard Phillips Lovecraft. The Necronomicon is a grimoire, or perhaps I should say the grimoire, the ultimate source book of black magic."